Hi, Matt Noyes, Weekend Insights for you here, recorded on a Friday, designed to take you not just through the weekend, but into the upcoming week, and actually I have a 14-day for you as well. A reminder, our live stream will remain active all the way through the weekend. Livestream.onedegreeoutside.com, or you can find us on our Twitch channel or YouTube channel, streaming live there as well. The number 1 degree outside. We're updating anything pertinent to the brush fires, including air quality and smoke. We update those maps regularly every 15 minutes, and of course, we'll populate it with the content from our videos. You may be seeing this video there as well over the course of the weekend, but we will keep that going for you. Meanwhile, the wind is going to peak for us Friday, then gradually quiet this weekend. Chilly autumn air for us means a frost and freeze at night. We'll talk about that, and still hardly any rain in the forecast for days at a time. Quick bit of housekeeping. If you have not downloaded our app yet, please do. Folks are loving it. Noises, 1 degree outside weather. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel and you're on YouTube, please make sure you do that too, the number 1 degree outside. All right, meanwhile, we talked yesterday in Insights with Danielle and again in the Q&A segment later in the day about the moderate drought that's in the areas in brown and the severe drought that's around the Boston area running up through the New Hampshire seacoast as well. This is not driven by multiple months or a year of dry weather. It's driven by several weeks of dry weather. That has led us to elevated brush fire concern. Actually, the Storm Prediction Center, which does all of the severe weather forecasts of the country, also oversees areas that they're concerned about explosive fire growth. And today, for Friday, they've highlighted southwest Connecticut down through the mid-Atlantic. But the concern locally goes beyond that. The local National Weather Service office issuing a red flag warning for explosive fire growth conditions from the Mass-New Hampshire, Mass-Vermont border points southward. The combination of dry air, lowering relative humidity, and a gusty wind. There's a cold front coming through on our Friday. It's going to bring a return of drier air still, not that it's been moist lately, but notice the wind gusts as we get through Friday midday, going 25 to 30 miles per hour from the west-southwest, then becoming westerly, and by the end of the day, west-northwesterly with gusts of 30 to 40 miles per hour. Obviously, this is a concern. We have fires that are ongoing across southern New England. We may find new ones, right? Just keep in mind, all the fires have been started by us, by people. So this is not an evening for the fire pit or the chimenea, right? It hasn't been lately, but certainly not with the gusts even at 9 p.m. still going over 20 miles per hour. The wind gradually quiets during the overnight tonight, and it will still be a little bit brisk on Saturday, but the wind will certainly be down significantly from what it is on Friday. Precipitation over the last 24 hours really has been focused in the Gulf of Mexico. A lot of that has been getting cut off at the pass. It's funny, northern New England gets a little bit, and we talked about this yesterday, the fact that a little bit at a time in northern New England does make a difference. That's why there's not the explosive fire growth across the north like there is in southern New England. But at the surface, high pressure is building in. It'll be building right on top of us heading into the upcoming weekend. That comes chock full of cool air. Highs in the 40s in the deep green of northern New England, 50s south for tomorrow. Sunday, not a lot different. High pressure builds right over us. And again, 40s for many in northern and central New England, 50s south. In terms of atmospheric energy, we can plot that here in yellow and orange and red. But as I play things through the weekend into early next week, there's not a lot of it that comes overhead. You may get a couple of showers in spots on Monday as you start to bring in some of the warmer air. But generally, we've got what we call a ridge or a little bump in the jet stream that starts developing over us that shields us from a lot of these energetic disturbances. It also promotes dry and increasingly mild conditions until somewhere around the middle of next week when a disturbance comes in and breaks that up. So again, for a lot of us, what that's going to mean is a great weekend. Outdoor plans look fantastic. The wind is still with you a little bit Saturday, but it's died down quite a bit from where it is Friday. Sunday, you might get some high altitude clouds, but you still stay dry. Monday, as we're on the edge of the warmer air, northern New England may see a couple of showers during the course of the day. Monday evening and night, there could be a shower in southern New England. It would not amount to much. It certainly wouldn't offset what we've got going on for the dry conditions. And then after that, you pretty much have opened up the warmth Tuesday into Wednesday, and we'll look at that here in just a second. Highs on Saturday, there you can see the 40s across a lot of northern New England, 50s for the rest of us. You can find where you're going to be. The wind out of the north-northwest, then eventually out of the north, and again, quieting gradually as the day goes along, so that by Saturday night, with a fairly quiet wind and a clear sky and all this cool air, look at this, 20s all the way down to northern Connecticut, 20s all the way down to northern Rhode Island. The Boston suburbs drop into the 20s. That's a good hard freeze for a lot of us. It comes up on Saturday Saturday night. Sunday, I mentioned some of the high-altitude wispy clouds that could come into play. It still should be fine. It's going to be cool, 40s north and 50s central and south. Sunday night, because the clouds begin coming in a little bit more, that holds your temperature near freezing instead of dropping down squarely into the 20s. Monday, there are the showers that may be scattered in northern New England. I don't think in southern New England during the day, maybe in the evening and night, you can see a couple trying to develop. It would not be much. And Tuesday, here you go. You're back into the warmth, and that's the beginning of it. It continues to peak on Wednesday. Let me get out of the way of the 14-day forecast. And the one thing that stands out, even after you peak on Wednesday, back at 75 degrees or better as a New England average, you got a cold front that comes through. But what do you see missing from that cold front? Raindrops, right? And then really you're waiting not until this upcoming week, but the one after. And even at that point, what do you have, a 20 to 40% chance of showers developing? And that's about it for you. It does get cooler in terms of temperature. And a reminder as the weather's changing, thank you for those of you who've already been so supportive. Swag.onedegreeoutside.com. Some of you sending in pictures of yourselves wearing some of this gear. I can't wait to see someone around town wearing it. But thank you for doing that. And we invite you to continue to check that out. All right, that's the way things look for now. Reminder on that live stream, we will keep running throughout the course of the weekend so you can stay on top of the brush fire and smoke conditions. And, of course, we'll have updates, the monthly forecast video. We'll have a Saturday morning weekend edition, the coastal marine forecast. That's all coming up and always available at onedegreeoutside.com.